Alright guys, I'm here with my buddy Kevin. This is his, what is it, 06?
Yep. 06
C6 Corvette Z51. Bone stock, just Continental Extreme Contact Sport tires and upgraded pads and obviously the seat and harness. So let's see how this thing feels at Buttonwillow. First time tracking a car with more than 300 horsepower. This should be fun. Hint of understeer. Damn, this thing's fast. No need for second gear at all. Just use the torque in third. Pretty good turn in. I like the competition driving mode. It lets you slip the rears a little bit before it steps in. What pads are these?
Hot Plus.
Oh, that's why. Nice turn in. Very predictable, actually. I'm surprised. I thought this thing would be way more of a handful. really got any clean laps, but this thing's so much fun. Very different than the S2000, obviously. You can just lean on the torque coming out of corners when you're in a higher gear than you normally would be, like in third gear here. I still have to manage the throttle carefully coming out, which is something I don't have to worry about with my S2000 at all. The torque is more impressive than the horsepower. And what I mean by that is when you're going flat out, shifting at 6,000 RPMs, the car feels fast, but it's not insanely fast. But really, where it feels fast is when you're like at around 3,000, 4,000, you just put your foot down. It pulls so hard from low revs. It is a little bit of work hustling around this shifter though. It's very high effort. That being said, it's just third and fourth gear the entire track. There's no need for second. The high-speed stability is actually really good as well. This car with, just stock bodywork, there's no aero at all. Obviously, I did have it in competitive driving mode, which is essentially like you get a little bit of traction control and you get stability control as well, I think. So it definitely did kick in quite a few times just to keep me in line coming out of corners, especially at the sweeper here coming, once I see that apex, I gas it. The rear end definitely does step out pretty quickly. And I would say it's not as quite as intuitive to counter steer this car versus the S2000 because the steering response is a little bit sluggish in comparison. And what I mean by that is when you turn the steering wheel, there's a split-second delay before the car turns. So it's not as sharp handling at the front end as an S2000. But that being said, the overall grip and front to rear balance, even with the stock size tires, which are what, 255 front?
245,
245 and then 285.
Yeah.
So you would think with a staggered tire setup, this car would understeer a lot more, but actually what I find is that it transitions between understeer and oversteer completely dependent on what you're doing with your right foot. Meaning if you want the car to oversteer, just give it a little more gas. If you want it to understeer, I mean, of course you don't want it to understeer, but you can get it to understeer by just pitching it into a corner a little bit too quickly with the steering. But overall, the car is super fast. I mean, I did a 206, barely even trying, and that was with traffic and, my very first session in this car. I think this thing is easily capable of, a very low 2 minute if I had another, session or two. That being said, these tires are actually really good. The Continental Extreme Contact Sports. You would think that just being a 300 something treadwear tire it would fall off very quickly with heat, but actually it held up pretty nicely. The brakes are not great, I must say. The Hawk HP S or HP Plus? Plus, yeah. I never had a good experience with those pads on my S2000 or my NSX. Kind of same thing here. They work well for the first few laps, but after that it gets a little bit mushy. But that being said, the car is super fun to drive. This seating position is completely wrong for me, by the way.
Why?
The distance is fine, but I feel like I'm sitting upright. I need to be lean back more. But anyways,
yeah.
that was a problem with the seat itself, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, super fun car. Now I kind of wish I had one. It's just so effortless to go fast. A 206, not even trying. Whereas in that thing, I'm just going balls. You rode with me. I was driving so hard just to do a 204 or 203. But whatever. I'm stuck with the S2000 for now. All right, thanks guys. See you guys next time.